Welcome to my first Nintendo 64 review. I reviewed the Donkey Kong Country trilogy in the past few days, and now I will review Donkey Kong 64. The initial release of Donkey Kong 64 included the expansion pack with the game for free. This was the first game to require an expansion pack. This is a 3D adventure game with platforming action. The game is similar to Banjo-Kazooie, another great game made by Rare and released for the Nintendo 64. The game starts off with an awesome opening scene. You will hear actual voices, and everything looks outstanding. King K. Rool is back once again, and this time he's brought a whole mechanized island with him which carries the Blast-O-Matic. The Blast-O-Matic is a giant race set on blowing up Donkey Kong Island. The Blast-O-Matic malfunctions after a crash that puts K. Rool's ship right in front of DK Island. To buy some time, K. Rool captures a few Kongs and locks them up. Then he steals Donkey Kong's hoard of golden bananas. This means you must retrieve the golden bananas that K. Rool stole and free your fellow primates. To do this, you will need the help of K. Lumsy, a crocodile who wants to get back at K. Rool, and Snide, a weasel who wants revenge as well. To do this, you will have to collect 8 keys and 8 levels to free K. Lumsy from his cage, and you have to find blueprints for Snide. In case you didn't notice, you have to collect a whole lot of stuff in this game. You had to collect a crap load of stuff in Banjo-Kazooie, but Donkey Kong 64 adds even more to collect. You will start the game as Donkey Kong, and you will play through a tutorial, and after that you go to the first stage called Jungle Japes, to release your buddy Diddy Kong. You will find Lanky Kong and Tiny Kong in the Angry Aztec stage and Chunky Kong in the Frantic Factory. After they are freed, they can be played one at a time by going into the tag barrels. Each Kong has different abilities and moves. Donkey and Chunky are relatively slow, but very powerful. Diddy and Tiny are small and agile, and Lanky is fast, but quite powerful as well. You have to switch between the Kongs to solve puzzles throughout the game. You will have to collect colored bananas in the stages, which come in 5 different colors for each Kong. These are needed to feed Scoff or Truff to reach a key to unlock the entrance of a level boss for one specified Kong T. You will find bananas everywhere, in balloons, singular, or in bunches. The number of bananas needed to unlock the entrance to the boss is set on the entrance door, which every time Scoff is fed, the number of bananas needed is reduced. This makes collecting bananas more important than ever. The stages are filled with enemies from the Donkey Kong Country games, and there are some new enemies as well. The stages are also filled with secret rooms and bonus games. As mentioned before, you will fight a boss in every stage, and the bosses are plain awesome. The variety in how to fight bosses is stunning. You will fight a giant armadillo with cannons by throwing TNT barrels at him, and you will have to fight a giant dragonfly as Chunky. The bosses are introduced by cool cutscenes, and you will be rewarded with a cutscene when they bite the dust as well. Speaking of which, the game has outstanding cutscenes. You are rewarded with a nice cutscene every time you progress through the game. Most of them are hilarious, and add to this already great game. Some of the Kongs which helped you in the Donkey Kong Country games are back as well. Funky will provide you with weapons, and you can purchase potions at Cranky, which gives you certain moves. You will find candy as well, which provides you with destructive musical instruments. This game contains a multiplayer mode as well. This can be played by up to 4 players at one time. It features 3 arenas and 1 special arena and 6 gameplay modes. The 5 playable Kongs are used in the multiplayer mode. You can also unlock 1 secret character for the multiplayer modes called Crucia. The game's soundtrack is in Dolby Surround, and it's great. The soundtrack is excellent, and the effects are top-notch as well. You will even see and hear a Donkey Kong rap when booting up the game, which is funny, retarded and cheesy at the same time. The game's graphics are mind-blowing. Every stage looks amazing, and is its own theme. Everything in the game looks outstanding. The characters, the textures, the graphics are just plain amazing. The animation is fluid, but the camera isn't that great. The camera angles will be responsible for your death more than once in this game. Another flaw is the multiplayer mode, which I never liked. Collecting stuff is nice, but you have to collect way too much in this game. Donkey Kong 64 is a great game, and one of the best games in the Nintendo 64 library. The small flaws like the camera stop this game from being an instant classic. I give this game a 9.5 out of 10.